Hello everybody and welcome to the Ant Travels. This is going to be our first content video, and it's going to be a nice lovely little rant about third parties. So maybe we could get into that and you can deal with my ranting and we can discuss third parties in American politics. Woo, how fun and exciting, right? Alright, let's start. Alright, so I myself, I'll put that out there, I am a Green Party member. I identify myself no longer as a Democrat. I used to consider myself a Democrat, but no longer. Green Party is much more to my liking than the Democrats were. And I have a lot of friends who are conservative who are libertarian. So I do have a little bit of background on third parties, not a ton, but I think enough to speak on the issue. Well, first of all, I really dislike that people who identify themselves as one of the two main parties target those who believe in a third party's platform and say that if it's not winning a majority of votes, it doesn't matter. I think that's a very dangerous thought to have in a democracy. For example, the Green Party has certain beliefs that I agree with more either economically or socially than the Democrats believe. For example, the Green Party is pro-cannabis decriminalization. I myself am pro-cannabis decriminalization. And the Democrats do not have that stance. The Democrats also have the problem of having an investment in corporate money in politics. That campaign finance reform is a really big issue, and the Democrats don't seem to be doing much about it. They'll speak out against it, but they're not against letting super PACs speak for them, because it's unlimited money, and they will take that unlimited money and run with it as best they can. The Republicans are worse on this fact, but that does not mean... I do not believe that means that conservatives are worse on campaign finance reform or pro-cannabis decriminalization or same-sex marriage or anything like that. By and large, the youth vote in America is currently a libertarian view on social views such as same-sex marriage, abortion, gun control, and cannabis decriminalization. So what you see in this is the fact that by and large the social issues which the two main parties cannot get past have already been decided upon by the youth by and large. The youth vote 18 to 29 believes that in about 71% of their votes that same-sex marriage should be legalized. About 61% of the vote of the youth vote believes that cannabis needs to be decriminalized. There are a bunch of these things coming up, and I think that those are the things that we are focusing on, but we don't need to be focusing on. Cannabis is a $15 billion a year gain if we were to legalize it. That includes elimination of law enforcement dollars on it, taxable money, and also that means more focus with the DEA on other endeavors because of how much we spend also fighting major crime organizations like the cartels in Mexico. And the same-sex marriage thing is just something that that the older voters tend to not agree at all with the youth voters on for some reason or another. I don't think they can change, maybe, I'm not sure, and I'm not saying that all older voters believe this, but you see it a lot more in demographics. So there is that. Now, what I think needs to really be done third-party-wise is a recognition that there is a certain amount of validity to what the third parties are saying. For example, I can argue or debate an individual who identifies himself as libertarian a lot better than I can debate someone who identifies himself as Republican, because the Republican stance has different social views than I have, while libertarians just have different economic views than I have. And I can have a calm economic debate. That isn't a problem, because we value what each other are saying, and we believe that we can come together and fix what's going on if we stick together as third parties. We might disagree, but we don't vilify each other in the same way that the major parties do. Because right now, the major parties are bickering like 5-year-olds at a fucking kindergarten game on the playground. Hey, I tagged you. No, you didn't. Hey, I tagged you. No, you didn't. And that goes on for years and years and years. We can see that right now, thanks to the election campaign, where we see Obama will put up an ad vilifying Romney. Then Romney will put up an ad vilifying Obama. Then super PACs will put up ads vilifying Obama. Then super PACs will put up ads vilifying Romney. This is what is happening with the major parties. The third parties don't have the corporate money, which is a very, very positive thing. We desperately need to keep the major parties from bickering each other about stupid bullshit, frankly. Because that's what's happening right now. They aren't arguing about legitimate things anymore. We're listening to sound bites for politics. We're not looking at issues. The third parties look at issues. And that's what I want back in politics. I want issues back in politics instead of bickering 5-year-olds. And when I say this, the two main parties and people who support them tend to, not all of them, but tend to, as a whole, say that, oh, well, we do actually talk about stuff like taxes and this and that, and that's all you talk about, though. That's all the two main parties talk about, taxes. They talk about taxes. And sometimes they talk about Medicare and healthcare. That's it. They don't talk about anything with any substance. They scratch the surface, and that's it. That is it. And when a third party brings up a different point of view, they both look at them and laugh at it. Laugh at that third party. Like the Republicans laugh their ass off at libertarians. The Democrats laugh their ass off at the Green Party. But they both, by and large, tend to represent more demographically the youth voters, and starting to be more of the people in general in this country than the two main parties do. And frankly, I could come together better and with more moderation between the Green Party and Libertarian Party than I ever could see between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Those two main parties are so full of corporate money and politicians looking to get a couple dollars that they don't care. They do not care about the money, about the money of the average American, because they have the lobbying money, they have unlimited money from super PACs, and they have all this bullshit that just takes over our system. And this bickering needs to stop. It needs to stop. You need to open your eyes to third-party ideas. I'm not saying you have to vote third party. I'm saying you should look at a third party without scoffing. You seem like an idiot when you scoff at an idea because it's different than the one you believe. You need to be able to educate an idea. You do not have to accept an idea. You have to educate an idea. It is that simple. I do not vilify people who are conservative. I do not vilify people who are moderate. I do not vilify people who are liberal. I do not vilify. That is a terrible road that the two main parties have done so effectively, we don't even know who the hell we're voting for anymore. We just start voting against people because we have to decide what is the worst of the two evils, and then we have to vote against that. It's not voting for an idea anymore. It's not voting for a party. It's not voting for your beliefs. It is voting for what you believe will stop the evil. Or it is voting against what is evil. It's not voting for what you believe anymore. And that's what you need to listen to. Alright? It's that simple. It does not matter if Obama is Christian, or Muslim, or atheist, or whatever the fuck he wants to be. It doesn't matter if Mitt Romney is Mormon, or fuck it. It doesn't matter what the fuck his religion is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the thing. They talk about things that do not matter. Third parties actually talk about shit. That simple. Maybe you need to wake up and stop vilifying people who believe in third parties because they might actually change some shit and say, well, maybe next presidential election I'll vote Green Party, when I know that Mitt Romney might not have a chance at winning. When I know that he might not have a chance at winning, then I'll vote Green Party. But if I vote Green Party this time, then I'll let Mitt Romney win. And I can't have that happening, so I'm just going to vote for Obama, even though I agree more with Jill Stein. Or, I'm not going to vote Gary Johnson, because even though I believe more in his economic and social ideals, I don't want Obama to win. And that's all that happens. That is all that happens. Two parties bitching about how the other party is more of an asshole than they are. Alright? They're both assholes. That's it. They're both stuck in corporate money. They're stuck in old political ideals without being able to change. And they're stuck in old social norms that are no longer true. That's it. That is it. That is the only reason they are around. They are stuck in old social norms which older voters can agree with more than they can with the youth vote. We are forcing ourselves to be able to just take whatever they're doing to us. We're forcing ourselves to take it. We don't have to. We're forcing ourselves to because we're afraid. We're afraid of what might happen if we do something unique or different, or maybe if we vote for something that we deem unpopular. Even if it's what we believe. The Libertarian Party, the Green Party, the Independents. There are a bunch more out there. There are. But you know what? Doesn't matter how many ideas there are out there. It doesn't matter how many good ideas there are out there by these third parties. Because all that matters is money in the hands of politicians and you saying, okay, I guess I'll just let you have the money. Democrats are not going to change this nation. Republicans are not going to change this nation. Third parties have an idea of how to change the nation, but they can't change it, nor can the independents change it without you getting outside your little bubble that you are so cozy in, because frankly, you're a little bit afraid of what might happen if you vote for a losing party. You need to stop being so superficial with your votes. Vote for something that you believe in instead of what is popular. It's not a popularity fucking contest. It's not a fucking popularity contest. It's that simple. It's not. It's about the future of this nation. We are a dying empire. We are. And we keep sticking our dick out there, hoping that we might get it stuck in some amazing pussy. That's what's happening. I know it's vulgar. I don't give a shit. That's what's happening. We're acting like big, macho, stereotypical males who are heterosexual or homosexual. It really doesn't matter. And we're just sticking our dick out there hoping someone will take it. We're thrusting wildly in the dark at an orgy when there's no one there. Maybe we should turn on the lights, go out to the bar scene, and try and find someone who's compatible with us. Yeah? Okay. Glad we had this little talk, everybody. And that, my friends, is why I consider this excessive language. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I take my leave.